Uh, uh. And we are live. Welcome to The Contradiction with myself, Barry McDonald, and Lathia McCann. As I say each week, Facebook is a private owned interface. So if you do get logged off, please just hop back onto the page and you'll find a new link there. And we are multi streaming on various platforms. That's YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So comment and engage from whichever platform. We want to hear your opinion on this topic today. So comment and engage.
Hey, listen up. If you're lucky enough to fall in love with someone, try not to ruin it by Googling them.
The Contradiction with Lathia McCann and Byron McDonald.
Just to make sure you don't forget what we look like.
So, as I say each week, the contradiction is about bringing different viewpoints together and allowing you, the viewer, the opportunity to comment and engage and share your viewpoint on this topic. So, each week we get a new guest host with a new topic to discuss and contradict each other's viewpoints. So, our guest host for tonight's show is Pearl Gumede from Durban, South Africa. Pearl relocated to Cape Town 11 years ago and has worked at various organizations specializing in HR and project management and is currently studying and working towards her MBA. Pearl is also a change champion where she brings various positive changes to the workplace. And one of her major projects she has worked on, managed, and executed was bullying in the workplace and also cases of body bashing and mental illnesses, which makes her perfect for tonight's topic, which is body bashing amongst females. So, without any further ado, let us go ahead and bring on Pearl Gumede.
Hey, you, how are you?
Good evening, guys. How you doing?
We are excellent.
Good.
How's things on your side? I'm loving your view.
I'm doing well. I'm gonna be honest. I've got a bit of being nervous and also being curious in terms of how the show is gonna unfold. Yeah, talking about my background. How you like that, hey? I love it too.
So Pearl, you know why we got you on the show for this topic, which is body bashing amongst females. And I know this is a very sensitive topic and it's very close to your heart. So let us actually just go in straight to the topic.
So should I leave body bashing amongst women? So I'll leave just
No. You know what? We do need a man's opinion as
Yes,
well.
we do. We do.
You know, this is a very sensitive topic which affects, like Pearl said in her bio, it affects all women from all class, race, ages. Everybody, all women has struggled with this throughout their lifetime.
That's true.
So, Pearl, what is your take on tonight's topic, which is body bashing amongst females or
Sensitive.
women?
That's sensitive.
I think yes, I was about to agree with Byron. I think it's a very sensitive topic, first of all, and we all know it's all over social media. We get so many influences as well. It's also a time as us as females to realize that body bashing is actually not cool. It's quite cruel. Some of us actually do it without even knowing that we're doing it. And I'm glad that we're actually discussing it so we can actually unpack. What I actually wanted to do in the beginning was to define the term body bashing, which is also known as body shaming, where it's actually a verbal attack against another person based on their outer appearance, on how they look. And funny enough, while I was actually preparing for the show, I came across material that actually opened up my eyes. That body bashing, it's so common how we go straight into, are we talking about the skinny bikinis or are we talking about the eaves of the cushions? You know what I mean? Body bashing, literally, it's your outermost appearance, starting from your hair, starting from your sense of fashion, how much of makeup you've got on, do you have too much, do you have too little, your shape, your size, everything that you see. I'm not going to use the word shell, I'm going to say outer appearance. So it's weird because the mind automatically, when we think, oh, the show is about body bashing, okay, are they talking about those who've got a bit of extra curve? Or they talk about those who look like skinny bikinis with a flat tummy? No, it's literally everything that you see on the outside when you walk into the room. And then obviously we'll get into more of it in terms of why do we body bash each other? Mostly among females, to be among women, unfortunately. It's quite sad. But there's a whole psychological theory behind it. It's quite crazy, but we'll get into it later.
This topic is for me as well is very sensitive because I think, like I mentioned, most women within their lifespan, within their lifetime, has been either victims of body bashing or they were the culprits of body bashing. They've either been the bullies or they have been bullied. So I hope that whatever we share here tonight is going to educate not just those that have been victims to body bashing, but also those that are body bashed other females.
Just a point from my side. So this is a question, body bashing, and Jason, I see you. He says Lithia. He says Lithuania, body bashing on Biden's small muscles. Come on,
Oh my
Jason.
word.
Small muscles.
Now listen.
The big
Now
muscles.
that's the other thing. Men also experience body bashing. Look at what he's doing there. He's body bashing small muscles. Which muscles is he body bashing?
Ego battles.
What
ego
muscle
battles.
are you body bashing,
What are you
Jason?
trying to say? You trying to tell everybody I have small muscles out here?
I'm
joking.
asking Jason. What is he referring
I'm
to?
very secured. But look, on a serious note, yes, this is the question I also wanted to ask, and from the Twitter side, a Twitter question. So I'm walking here. That's his nickname. I don't know what it is. He's just walking here. Anyway, so he says, "What is body bashing?" Now I was going to ask you guys that question. Now, being ladies, also, I hear women talking down to each other, trying to not uplift each other, but they talk about queens being a queen. A queen is someone that uplifts her fellow people, right? So all the women are talking about queens and uplifting, but it's right what you're saying. There's a lot of body bashing going around. So in your instance, like he said on the Twitter side, what is body bashing?
In my opinion, it's criticizing women's bodies, speaking bad about what women look like, having certain standards or expectations of what a perfect body or perfect look should be. And even last week we mentioned, what is the standard of beauty? Who set the standard of beauty?
Yeah.
Women are the ones that put that pressure upon themselves to set a certain standard of what beauty is supposed to look like. And now all of us are under we pressure ourselves to look a certain way because women, especially when we see on social media, women are going for plastic surgery, going for boob jobs,
Yeah.
going for
Yeah.
liposuction, and they have a body type that is in reality does not exist
True.
because
Yeah,
they want to have a form of what perfection is. And unfortunately, we are also through social media, it is a false sense of what beauty is supposed to look like.
What were you
Yeah,
saying, Paul?
I'm gonna come in there. I like the question, what is bashing? And I agree with you, Lethea, when you said it's mockery, but it actually goes deeper than that, funny enough. So let's break it down and define bashing, okay? It's definitely not a positive word. We all know that. So it's actually a verbal attack, okay? A verbal attack towards someone, like how you say, because you've got this perception in your mind that this is perfect. You know what I mean? I must look like the Kim Kardashians of this world. And it goes deeper, where women get together into what you call fat chats. What are fat chats? Fat chats is when me and my best friend will get together and we constantly talk about, for example, Cindy's body. Oh, she could do so much better. I mean, seriously, she's got a pretty face, but oh, look at her tummy. You know what I mean? Those are fat chats that happen. Bashing, it can also be seen as a form of bullying. It could form of bullying in a very subtle way. So if you know that somebody is sensitive, to come across as being a joke. Now we all know what is said about jokes. There's always some sort of truth in a joke. So I can't come back and say, but why did you say that? I didn't like that. You say, but I was joking. You know, it's also verbal abuse. It's mockery. It's joking. It's bashing the next person, just because of the supposedly body imperfection or some sort of body faults that you find in them. So yeah, just to carry adding. Sorry. Lastly, I like how they say trying to define the word bashing. Did you guys know that actually bashing doesn't need to be verbal? Bashing can also be. I think I mentioned in my bio as well that I was a bully too at some stage. Bashing can also be a non-verbal sort of communication. Remember, with our bodies are a vessel or tool of communication as well. So I can look at you and sum you up with my eyes in a million words, and you would already know that I am probably just disgusted of the fact that you're coming to sit next to me because you're not looking the way you're supposed to look as a woman, which social media says it's perfect. So my body, the way I sit, the way I look at you, or I could even just be ignoring and looking on the other side and just because why are you coming sit next to me? I mean, you're not my type. You're not in my circle. You don't look good enough to be, my friend or whatever the case might be. What am I doing? I'm killing another woman's self-esteem. If she had any sort of confidence in her, I'm letting you know that, no, girl, you don't have this at all. So that is bashing. In a nutshell, obviously, it goes deeper than that, but I'm not going to go into it. Just to simplify for the viewers, the audience, that is bashing. It's bullying, it's verbal abuse, it's mockery, it's just really cruel. Yeah.
Well done. I thought you guys, when you said body bashing is not just with words, I thought you were going to take it somewhere else. But okay, that was okay. That was a good speaker, like MD Sohan said. So Jan could be Afrikaans. Of course, I can get anyway. So what did I want to say now? But that was a good answer from your side, right? And on what body bashing is. But now the fact is, you probably can't go on her side where she was a bully. Were you a bully once when it comes to body bashing? Yes, all women has that part in them. I think so. None of you are so innocent enough not to bully. You do define people.
Maybe not.
You do
maybe
define
not
people with your
directly.
eyes.
Wait, maybe not
Yes.
directly.
But that's what she just said.
but you indirectly maybe speaking about it or having something to say about somebody else's body. I think I am guilty of that. And that is also one thing that we need to be aware of if we want to be the catalyst for change, is to see
Yeah.
what is it that we need to change within ourselves in order to improve, to change the mindset of people out there, or women in general, when it comes to
Yeah.
this.
So let's
Yeah.
just take two comments, one from YouTube and one from Facebook. So Jason says,
Body bashing is a prejudicial attack.
prejudicial. Padre, she's a teacher. She's a teacher. Attack on a person,
you're bashing me
group
now.
or subject. See, I'm actually literacy
Prejudicial
bashing.
attack on
Literacy
a
bashing
person,
you.
group, or subject. And then Robert says, I think Jason got that from Google.
All from us ladies. Because we did
Yeah. Oh, so Robert says
In my opinion, body bashing comes from individuals' insecurity, whether the individual is aware of their own insecurity or not. Exactly.
Ooh, I
own
love that.
insecurity.
Oh,
I love
is
that.
this now you guys defending you when you were bullying?
No, what I'm saying in general, it could be there's various reasons why people bully, but most of the time people bully because, like Robert said, because of their own insecurity. They feel that by judging and criticizing somebody else, it might make them feel better because they don't feel good about themselves.
I like Robert. Before I get to you, Paul, I like Robert's opinion on it. He said, in my opinion, body bashing comes from the individual's insecurity. I love that. Whether the individual is aware of their own insecurity or not is right. Because it's just like when you in the area, and I'm speaking from a colored boy's perspective, and we're actually going to go on this topic tonight and speak on the Cape Flat stories about it. So the thing is also what I want to speak about is that we start saying things and we stereotype ourselves when we repeat things, and we say, now this is the same how I classify body bashing. You keep on saying, oh, my tummy is fat, oh, my face is fat, oh, my arms are fat. If you feel fat, go work out. I don't have an excuse for you. If you feel happy in your body, then stay like that. That's just my opinion. You get what I'm saying? The same thing with what the color guy does. He says, color people don't work together. They don't help each other. They stab each other in the back. They could never build one nation. Because you keep on repeating the same thing, and they keep on saying they are gangsters. When people start stereotyping yourself, you start falling into that trap, and now you're becoming body bashing yourself, actually. And you get people that's narcissistic in the world. You get people with different personalities, and now they come across and body bash you because, like, oh, you're off fat. Maybe they say, I don't think you should eat that chocolate anymore. Oh, you're saying I'm fat, but you repeated it so many times. So it does start within yourself also. Not making an excuse for the bullies. I'm just saying, for the two bullies that you guys are, not making excuses.
Can I?
Paul,
Sorry.
you may go ahead and then I'll go after
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna take the platform of agreeing to disagree with Byron. Yes, I do agree with you to a certain line when you're saying that if you keep on hearing it, you need to do something about it. But unfortunately, not everybody would sit your way or be as confident. Because remember, if we are bullying someone, it also becomes a psychological thing, right? So where are we going into this? Now we're opening a door of mental illness, right? If I'm feeling so insecure and I'm feeling down, I have social anxiety, I'm isolating myself from the world. I used to be active on social media, now you don't even hear anything of Polly, she's still alive. I'm even ending to a point where I'm questioning my existence. It takes longer for those group of individuals, since we're talking about women now, to get out of that negative bubble. That's where the support structure comes in. That's where you check up on Pearl if she's been quiet for a very long time. Instead of bashing her more, like, oh, you are fat. If you eat a whole box of pizza, what do you expect? Instead of talking like that, hey, girl, you know what? I'm about to start this whole New Year's resolution and I want to look good. I know this diet is a bit expensive. How about we walk every day?
That's what
We don't have to do it all the time, because remember, sometimes it takes how many? In fact, it takes 20 steps or 20 efforts before something becomes a habit. So we're not gonna basically push the person because there's a goal we're working towards. Baby steps. You don't have to go to your subscribe and pay monthly big fees. Let's walk. Maybe her favorite sport is dancing. If she's shy to be around other people, hey, I'll come over to your place on the weekend. Oh my word, Beyonce just released a new song and I love it. I want you to hear it. We start dancing, we start doing activities, and we actually enjoy it. Hey, by the way, you're exercising in the meantime. So it's very difficult for people to be like, oh, just do something about it. It's such a mental issue as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, you got a good
I
point.
love what Paul said. It's easy to criticize, but I mean, if you, I had a friend that messaged
You still
me.
have a friend.
I
I'm your
have
friend.
a friend that messaged me quite recently, and she said, and I commented on a status on Facebook, and she said to me, and I said, wow, you look so beautiful, and she said, a friend of hers said that she looks fat in the picture. So at what point do you then be honest with your friend to help them, and at what point would it be classified as body bashing? Because my response to her was, then look, I'm going to be a supportive friend. I'm going to I know exactly how you looked and how you want to look, so I'm going to tell you the truth. So I said, yes, it does look like you gained some weight, but maybe it's time to hit the gym. Because at the end of the day,
Sensitive.
the thing is, I think we have become so sensitive that
Yeah.
we rather now more politically correct, because we now have to consider that people have become so sensitive and actually be truthful towards those people. So how do you separate body shaming or body bashing and actually being true to yourself and to the next person?
Look, I'm not a woman, but I like I said, I could have left the show before. But anyway, so my opinion in this is from a guy's perspective, and I've seen a lot of times. You and I have these debates a lot of times. She says, "Yeah, but guys want these guys," and I'm gonna go to this comment now. It actually comes from this comment, and I actually want you guys to answer it. Guys say, yeah, these girls look so sexy. They think all girls are toned like that. They see these pictures and stuff, then they want a girl like that. Then they see their girls not bold like that. And she keeps on working on herself, but it's not attainable. It's sometimes not. It's not attainable to reach that goal because it's imaginary in media. So let me go to that question, actually, to that answer. What's your view on the power and role of media on this topic? So that's what I want to ask the two of you. I don't know who's going to go first, but that's a good question because
Let's just see
media.
that again. What is your view on the power and role of media on the topic? Okay, so how does media and social media
I can
affect?
answer to the two of you first, and the two of you can go into it. So I would say media does have an influence on a lot of things because that's now basically kind of our society. Social media is part of media now. So it's all these things out there is part of media. We're not just talking about media, the celebs and stuff like that. We talk about your day-to-day people. I post a picture today, people judge me on it. They criticize me on it. So you need to be aware that if you post something, you need to be able to take that mental criticism because people come with their criticism. The internet is full of cowards. It's full of people that hide behind the screen. So if you're mentally strong enough to take any criticism, then post whatever you like. That's me. I don't care. I'll post a naked picture of myself. I don't care. I did it last week. She knows. I don't care. I can look at my Facebook. It's not on OnlyFans. It's on my Facebook also. Anyway, so as I wanted to say is that's a good point they made. What is your guys' opinion? Just look at the topic wider on the media's perspective. That's
Yeah.
people in general that put out a so-called fake life. What's your viewpoint on it? Let's go to Paul first.
Okay. Pearl is the guest, so let's give her the option.
Cindy Dexale, thank you for the question. It's very good. And I'm not too sure if Cindy and the rest of the audience had a chance to look at my bio, but I think I also mentioned that social media is the biggest monster when it comes to social bashing. Everybody wants to look like the Kim Kardashians of this world, unfortunately. As well, you find that people fail to separate real and what's not real. For example, who gives the rights of that individual advertising that oil that it's really going to work for you? Social media now has the most advanced filters. I mean, I can make my face thinner, I can make my eyebrows a little bit longer than what they are, and the eyelashes and so on. It's a great influence. But we can also take it a bit step further. I know we talk about the Instagram and the social media, but TV also has a big role to play. For example, look at the adverts. If you look at, I don't know if I'm giving away people's ages now, or my age for that matter, but if you look at, if you guys remember the Baker's Man, do you guys remember the Baker's Man adverts?
No, the Baker's Man. No, I do, definitely.
How is the Baker's Man shaped, Byron? I mean, describe the way he's shaped.
Beautifully, we eat round.
Exactly. That's how media influences us. That's how TV influences us. They make a joke of the guy because, hey, he's funny. He needs to walk in there with this big box and he needs to go buy the cookies. There's so much of sugar there. Social media also has the element of the commercial side, making money. You know what I mean? The efforts of get the best, if I could use this word, I like using to be decent. My mom is watching. Chest or boobs, plastic surgery. That's also being advertised as well. Let's take it further to the movies. Look at all the movies of Taylor Perry. He's a big guy. He's funny. More viewers watch. The numbers go up. We make money. The Naughty Professor, Eddie Murphy. Big Mama, Martin Lawrence. You know, that's the influence of social media. What do? I make sure at certain time I'm behind the screen. Ha ha ha! I'm laughing. He looks fat. Here's a joke. You know, and that's it. And we accept that's the way it is. And that's unfortunately the power of social media. So it's also the power for us as well in our minds to say, okay, that could be funny, but what if maybe somebody's making fun of my dad? Of my uncle, whatever the case might be. So back to Slim Directly, I mean, that's my view. Definitely social media is the biggest influence, and you need to be strong enough and you need to wear thick skin to be like, I don't want to be like that. This is who I am. I'm beautiful. With my big tummy, it's not even about the curves anymore. There are some people who also struggle with body bashing when it comes to how thin they are. They want to gain a little bit more weight because maybe it's being body bash that they say men don't want a bag of bones. They don't want skinny bikinis, you know. So that's also bashing. So now they're gonna be obesity issues, health issues. We're eating a lot because I want to be bigger. I want to be like Latia, you know. So yeah, social media definitely the biggest monster around this topic.
Exactly.
I love it.
And I mean, if we go back before social media, when people, through publications, through magazines, what people defined as the perfect body was, you know, the model type, the skinny.
Yes.
Now, through social media, now a lot of women are now working out and they're going for the more curvy, muscular look. Now, that is the new it body. So it's always changed because
So
of...
women are becoming men, you're saying? I'm joking. I'm joking.
So it's even now. It's first it was straight hair, and now it's curly hair. Then it's a face full of makeup, and now it's a natural look. You know, so now it's all curvaceous, big booty, big bums. So it's always changing, and I think it also depends on the environment that you are in. But we need to acknowledge that these things are always going to be there.
Mm.
Social media is not going away. That's always going to be there. We need to
No,
do
not social media. Humans are never going to go away.
exactly, but
Good
social media
point.
as well. The change. If we want to, if we want things to change, it starts with ourselves. We need to then
Yeah.
our internal immunity to these things to make ourselves feel better. We need to also acknowledge: are these things realistic? Like you said,
Yeah.
we need to then be able to differentiate between what is fake and what is real.
That's right.
You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
even with Kim Kardashian. And I think if you remember, J Lo actually went and took out her hips because people were bashing her about her booty that is too big. And then since Kim Kardashian came out with the big booty and the big bust, now all of a sudden that is the in thing.
Yeah.
But back
Yeah.
then, J Lo was bashed for her big ass.
But this comes to this question that
Yeah.
it is asking, and I want to push it to you guys. Seeing it this way, because I think it's more sensitive to the women viewers. This topic is more sensitive to the women viewers. So he asks a good question here. Robert's a clever man. Looks like he has a lot of women on his side. Very clever man that's asking this question. Must be your
My
husband.
friend.
He says, if speaking to a friend, does one really need to be politically correct? That's a question I would ask. Very smart question. And I would say, from my perspective, when I speak to my friends, I tell him the worst nonsense. I'm even the most straight to the arrow person to him. But I've noticed when it comes to ladies, they always go around the short left to answer you. It's always around the short left and then I'll answer you. And that's why they steal each other's men. Let's not go there now. But I'm just saying.
Oh, and
Any,
let's go there because now, 'cause
so yeah, Paul, what did you say about Robert's
Okay.
question?
First of all, I've never stole anybody's men, Byron. Anyway,
men can be women as well. And,
Yeah,
and
that's
nobody
true.
can be stolen unless they want to be.
That's true. That's true. I'm going to read out Robert's question again so that we won't deviate and just get into it. If speaking to a friend does one really need to be politically correct? Okay, let's break it down, right? So, unfortunately, this evening only, I have to agree with what Byron said. We do tend to we walk around eggshells. It becomes this big elephant in the room. She's my best friend. I don't want to hurt her feelings. I really treasure this friendship and I don't want to lose her. You know, we grew up together, blah, 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 to describe how close the friendship is. However, unfortunately, there's a percentage in study that states that we as women, some of us commonly enjoy talking about how much we hate ourselves. Okay, why do I say that? So let's say maybe, for example, me and Lithia and Cindy and whoever, it's a whole group of friends of ours, we're getting ready, we're going to the club and so on, and we all know that dressing in a tight black dress hides everything and black is the color of the light. Do you know that some girls would actually spend almost an hour telling each other how much they don't like their part of their body? Oh my word, I've gained so much weight. I need to exercise. Oh my word, my hair is too short. It's not going to look nice when I'm taking pictures. We body bash ourselves. No one, it's very rare in the circle where somebody be like, no, girl, like seriously, I love the features on your face. You know, you can actually walk out of the house without makeup. Do you know that? You know, so yes, we this is where you know we've got true friends or not. You know, sometimes it's more than friends. It's being a sister. If you know me well enough and you know that I'm sensitive, you will find a way to tell me that, girl, you find the way you are, don't gain weight. The size you wear is perfect, you know. Oh, girl, lockdown, you and I need to start doing something about this. Let's play soccer because, you know, it's my favorite sport. So I think it boils down to the type of relationship you have with that person. You need to be positive about it. I know the hard way where I know that sometimes when words are spoken, it's a little bit too late to take them back. So just be positive and support the next person 100%. And honestly, just highlight the beauty in them because every single woman out there is definitely something beautiful about you.
Clever. Well
Love
said.
that, love that.
But ladies, question from my side now. I'm shooting and I'm playing around here. Sometimes you need to get a bit serious because this is a real sensitive topic, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go and you see, let's take the last joke from Twitter side. Love the
My
my favorite
favorite.
part is a lip. So why do you worry about your body? This guy just wants lips.
And you
He
know
just
what?
wants a
Going back to what Love Teague Sun Lips says. I mean, I've had a guy say to me, women are so concerned and so critical about themselves and about each other. But if you no man has ever said no to sex with a naked woman standing in front of them. Whether
I
no,
did.
no, oh yeah, no.
at the strip club.
Well, different story. You can't compare. But I mean, a woman that you desire. I don't think. I don't
In my head, no, well,
men don't see stretch marks when in that moment.
of course, yes, exactly.
I mean,
Men
and
see
we-
stretch marks as something sexy sometimes. Depend what type of man you want. If you want a boy, you won't see it sexy because he's still out of his mother's womb. You need to understand. Women need to understand. A man defines a woman differently, like a woman defines a man's mental or psyche or whatever differently. Like a woman would prefer sometimes a taller guy, a guy with money, high figure, or whatever, all those things, well hung, all those nonsense, right? But this is my thing. A man is also very intelligent, but he also looks at what he likes. Like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now, when women define their bodies, it's nothing to do with men. I keep on saying this to you. It's what women press out there, what they put out in the media, because it's a continuous battle of hunting. Why is women hunting men with what they're doing? They're putting themselves, trying to make themselves more alluring and all this stuff. I understand that. But not every man likes a fat woman. Not every man likes a skinny woman. Not every man likes a medium-sized woman. There's different men for different women, and you need to understand that. So when you feel insecure about your body, don't go to your husband. Yeah, you think I'm fat. The man took you when you were fat. Doesn't mean he has a problem with you being fat. You have a problem with yourself being fat. That is the big
I
problem in the
wouldn't
end
say,
of the day.
let's say overweight. Let's use a better term.
No, use the word fat so people can stop being sensitive. If you're fat, I'm just going to use that word there, obese, fat, whatever it is. Come fight me. What did I want to say now? Here's the other thing. I'm gonna, and this sounds like a joke. He said my favorite part of a woman's body is her lips. You guys think it's a joke? I was laughing, laugh out loud. But you get some men that's addicted to a woman's foot.
Feet.
Yeah, to her feet. No, if she has one leg, as a foot. And so I'm saying it's addicted to a woman's feet, right? Or to her hands. I mean, come on. Some women can be built
There's
out
different
sexy, then they
fetishes.
have toes that goes like this. Do you think a man's gonna go for her? So understand the point I'm trying to make. I need to be cruel so it can get through to people so they can understand it. Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind in the end of the day. So my thing is, women need to understand. I'm going to use the word woman, and I'm going to bring Tanya's comment on now, so you guys can also understand how I feel. Women need to understand. You need to work together. You say all these things out there. I want to be a queen. I am the queen. A queen uplifts, as I said earlier in the show, uplifts each other.
But I think the first point is to uplift yourself, because you cannot
Exactly.
uplift somebody else if you don't feel confident with yourself. I mean, what Paul said is when women speak to each other, they always criticize what's wrong with them. They don't embrace what they love about themselves. But I mean, here's the thing: when a woman does that, she is seen as conceited by other women because of their insecurities, because they're not used to a woman embracing who she is. I mean, I've had that experience when somebody asks me, oh, why are you dressing up so nicely? Oh, I'm like, oh, thank you. I know. I love my hair too, or I love this too. And then they look at you, what the hell? I mean, I'm just acknowledging that I love what you love about me.
So I love
So as
this.
soon as you do that, then it's seen as you are conceited, because women are not used to embracing each themselves and embracing each other. So with regards to what you also said, Biden, when it comes to women being overweight, when you do feel that you want to look better, it shouldn't be because of because of the pressure that society has put on you. I've been overweight, and I decided to lose weight not because of what the pressure of society, but it's because of how I feel about myself. When it comes to my energy, when it comes to my health, unfortunately, yes, you can love your body, but you also need to acknowledge what is good for you. Being overweight is not good for you. So it doesn't mean that because you're overweight, you need to accept yourself being overweight. You need to understand that this is not a healthy way of living. So I need to make changes in order for my own health and for me to feel good about myself, because I don't think anybody, and I'm going to say this, I don't think any woman that is overweight is happy with themselves being overweight.
That's another. Come on, overweight woman. Come on the show. Let's answer.
So it
Lithia.
shouldn't be because of what society, the pressure of society, but it should be about how do you feel about yourself. When you wake up in the morning, how's your energy? Do you feel that you can climb a flight of stairs? How do you just generally feel about yourself? Not how does other people see me? So
I just want to like Tanya said also, for our overseas viewers, our American viewers also, Tanya said elke pot het sy eie deksel. So that's in Afrikaans. She's saying every pot has its own lid that fits on it.
yes, and
right?
even 'n 3-deksel pot het ook kan ook op enige pot
And
staan.
it's translated.
Even there are some lids that can fit on many pots.
That's true. And just to go to another point, all women have issues with their bodies. Women should stop criticizing each other and stop being the football of others' opinions. I love that. That is true. And that's on Facebook side. I'm just going to take, she said through Lithia, I agree. Let me just go to Robert. I love Robert's comments. Robert is going to have lots of ladies after this. Because when this thing goes on national TV or so afterwards, the ladies are going to give you a call. You better take a name of it. This is on the YouTube side. I don't know if you're going to catch it or so. So Robert says, but it's also how women constantly have to prove themselves in the corporate world. Love that opinion. They extends to women ending up seeing other women as a threat. Wow. That was
Love that.
Love
And-
that. Wow,
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
man is in line with me. You see, us men, when it comes to talking about women, we're always in line. It's weird.
So
but
in what aspect would the other women see
no,
the
no.
next woman as a threat?
Now there's
In the workplace or physically, because when it comes to what the interests of other men, the attention that you might get from other men, or is it because of opportunities within the corporate world that might open up for her because of a physical appearance?
and I don't see the ladies saying anything. Men is actually Robert and Daryl's also popping on now.
Paul-
But I just want to get to there. Where Paul, did you want to say something?
Yes, I did. It's funny. It's almost as if Lithia was with me when I was preparing for the show, because you just said you said a statement that I actually was busy working on. That actually body bashing, linking up to Robert's statement, that body bashing does also take place in the corporate environment, and it can be very nasty. I can just give you guys a typical scenario. In the corporate environment, there's such a high level of competing, comparing, undermining, and undercutting each other. Because you need to come wearing the best suit to show that you are the real ish, you know what I mean? And your body can fit so well, and you deserve that respect. I'll just give you guys a scenario where I'm going to put basically a spin in the wagon here to get everybody thinking. Sometimes body bashing can also be seen in a positive and negative way. Why do I say that? Let me paint a picture. Let's say maybe Cindy has been going for interviews. So when I'm in the space of interviews, so I can have a leg to stand on the statement. Let's say Cindy has been going for interviews for a while, and for some reason she's always unsuccessful. Cindy's got the right experience, but there's just something missing, and eventually Cindy just gives up and says, well, I've got the qualifications, I've got the experience. They keep on telling me that it's because of tight competition and the next one is better than me, whatever the case might be. Then Cindy's peer comes over one day and say, girl, Joe is single. Or girl, Joe the manager, Joe is going through a divorce. Joe is not happy. You're reporting to Joe. Girl, your curves, you're beautiful. I mean, it's just that you need to maybe don't wear that coat every day. Just change that. Let's improve the sense of fashion. You know what I'm saying? I've dropped seeds in Cindy's mind that how she comes to work is not appealing and it's not good enough. And maybe that's why she's not getting the job. So put a bit of a lower top there to show your cleavage, but you've got nice legs and thighs. Wear a short skirt, I'm your friend. I'm looking out for you and you will get promoted. So what does Cindy do? She goes home. She looks at herself in the mirror. I'm not good enough. Her insecurities are sky high. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not climbing up the corporate ladder. Everybody just seems to be, on another wavelength and I'm not there. So the next time Cindy goes and asks Joe for a signature, Cindy's looking different today. She's looking more appealing. She's even bending a little bit lower to get that signature because it's a brutal corporate world out there. And body bashing, see what I've done. I haven't put body bashing in an ugly form, but a friend has came across and they've got the best interest for Cindy to be successful like them. But what they've done is they've criticized, they've given them the power to be the one to determine how a successful woman should look like and how if you look this way, then you will get Joe's attention as your manager and Joe will definitely promote you. You guys see it. It's very hard. There's other, yeah.
It's still a catch 22 situation in the end of the day, because what I would say by that is because it's sad, and I understand it because I'm also like that, and I'm in the media world all my life, and I tell girls, I had promo girls working under me, I had girls working under me, and I would say, okay, wear this or wear something. I'm guide also to that because I know how people think. Even other women, it's not even mainly to attract the men, for other women to see you in a certain way, to see you to see you more respectable, or to be attracted to you in a certain way. And it's weird. It's society that set us up, and it's not an easy thing to iron out.
Exactly.
So, do you still play the game of this world and go and say, I have to play this game? And okay, I'm in a corporate field now. I have to dress a certain way. Maybe we're a little bit so the little bit flesh here, a little bit there, because this is how the company, how they dress up and stuff like that. Not that I don't see my skills enough, but unfortunately, this is the only way I get in. Or am I going to stay poor forever because this is my way into the door? There is many other ways, but it's going to be difficult to knock on those doors. I have respect for myself, but I need to play the game of the world because majority of men, let me throw the guys under the bus, are like that. They would hire a nice looking girl before hiring a girl that comes on in a full dress suit. I'm going to be honest. And sometimes they weigh it out, then they make excuses. Yeah, she's an ambassador of the company. You know that new thing they came up with, company face, company ambassador. How degrading is that in the beginning of the day? You are the company's face, the company's ambassador. What does that say? I know face of Revlon and face of that. That's understandable as skin products, selling that and stuff. But when it comes to a corporate company as just a media company and you the face of the company, we're going to go speak to those corporate boys. You come with me, you wear a nice dress. It happens. It happens in companies, and this is where body bashing starts. So you made a very, very valid point there. And then women is not trying to degrade you. Look at Lethea, you need to dress up like this because otherwise they're not going to see you in this company. They try to help you, and now you feel like, is she saying I'm ugly? Is she saying I'm fat? Is she saying I don't dress well? So now you start becoming insecure. And well done on saying that. So I'll go to Daryl. Daryl says,
everyone have their taste. I do think that women get brought up to think that they have to be a certain shape, size, or a certain look. Generally, people always care more about what people think about them and really what actually makes them happy. Happiness starts with yourself, loving yourself.
yeah, I know that. That's the point we all try to make now. My question is to you, the viewer, and to yourself and Paul. How do we solve this problem? It's like a generational curse that's been put in on people. You know, it's like poverty. It's like apartheid. It's like all those nonsense. It's something that's not easy to iron out overnight. You know, you can't iron this thing out overnight. It's been a mentality thing that's been going on for years. It's a thing that's been shifted in that way. People have seen a certain look to be gorgeous looking. But I understand what you said. A couple of years back, skinny was good looking. Before that, fat was good looking. How do you iron out these things? Because mentality can't just change in a group if it doesn't change within yourself.
Of course.
How do you change it in yourself to let the next person also change themselves, to let the ripple effect start? I keep on saying this to people in my previous area where I grew up in the Cape Flats. I said a lot of people complain about poverty. Now I said, how do you start to change? Instead of saying, yes, we still struggle because of the past. Yes, 20 years is past. It's not long. 400 years ago, they had more longer than us to run ahead. But I'm asking you, in the end of the day, how do you start the shift to make the mentality change, to make the ripple effect, to understand and enlighten people to move forward? How?
And just before we continue with that answer, Byron, I think we always, what we said now is we say that women are to blame for bashing other women. But I personally feel that it's things that has been coming on for centuries, where women have been objectified.
Mm,
Men have objectified women having to fight for respect, women for having to fight for a place within the world, and even as Pearl say, women having to fight for a place in the corporate world. So what do? Who's at the top of the food chain still? It's majority men.
mm.
Majority men at the leadership positions. So now, in order for you to get there, you now need to do what or expose yourself in a way that you know would get the acceptance or the approval of a man. So I don't think it's necessarily just women bashing each other, but we need to go back and look at the
The
root of the
question is,
problem.
why do you want the approval of a man?
Just for example, as Pearl said, when it comes to the corporate world, wanting to move up into the world.
Good answer. No, that's what I'm asking. So, and Paul, on your side.
Um, First of all, I'm not going to condone that behavior. We all in the corporate world, we see it every day. It's not even about seeing it on some episode. It's real life. You need to feed your kids. You need to pay the bond, whatever the case might be. You're getting older, and maybe you're still renting, whatever the case might be. But look at it this way. Let's say you do take the short route, the back door, in terms of getting. Are you prepared to live the rest of your life in that environment, being front page? People actually end up not even respecting you. Because let's say Joe does move out of the company. I'm just saying, now you're leading a team of young people and you are gossiping in terms of how you got there. You could be a mother as well. What kind of an example are you setting? I know it's easy said than done, but really you do lose a lot of respect. And how are you going to be managing a team? How are you going to be managing a whole company and encouraging training and development, encouraging women empowerment, encouraging women independence, encouraging woman power, when you know deep down inside that you've done the total opposite? And I promise you, that behavior you pay for it for the rest of your life, because you constantly need to prove to your peers that you're good enough to be the director, or you're good enough to give instructions. Even if you did have that MBA or whatever the case might be, that's not going to be even looked at anymore, because you didn't do it, you didn't get it the right way. It's just under the table talks or behind the doors, or that hotel meeting that you had. Yeah.
I love that. So, as you know, the show goes so quick.
Yep.
I told you. You start getting into it goes. So I told you this is what happens when you play around, when you get into the topic, it goes quick.
There's so much
But
more
I
we
have
can say,
one
though.
question for you
Yes,
girls.
that's true.
A lot of woo!
Women, honey.
Anyway, this is why my question is gonna come. The two of you dress well. The two of you know how to present yourself in a sexy manner and in a decent manner, so people don't subjectify you. So you both look sexy. You know how to dress yourself well and be sexy, but also be decent to be respected, right? How do you give that advice to other ladies out there? That's just my last question on the pick. I don't know who's gonna go first.
I think it all depends what it is that you want to put out there. Some women are okay with wanting to be sexy, because a lot of women, in actual fact, like to be objectified. They like to be seen as in a lustful manner. So it all depends you as to what you as a woman value within yourself and how you want the world to see you. I even say to Byron all the time, I don't want to be objectified. That is not how I wish to be viewed by the world. I'm a woman that wants respect. Respect to me is very important. So I can look sexy, but I need to look sexy in a respectful manner, because that is how I want to be viewed.
But the question is
It's
how?
different for every woman, though.
But how do you get that respect? But okay, Paul, you get well answer, but I want to know exactly how.
By the way, thank you for the compliment that you have given to the both of us, how we manage to look smart and sexy at the same time. I think it comes with self-identity. We're not going through any self-crisis or trying to find yourself, whatever the case might be. For me, I'm not bragging, but it also boils down to my upbringing, how I was brought up. My mom gave us the freedom to be ourselves, but at the end of the day, I always know when I go out, I'm representing the Gumede family. And when I'm dressed, my mom can walk, or my sister, or my family members can walk in and say, we know her. Instead of saying, oh my word, I want to hide, I don't know that girl, So it basically boils down to identity. If you know who you are and self-respect, very important. And let's not be judgmental. People look at sexy with different definitions. Just because I'm wearing a coat today, some people could be saying, "Oh, okay, that's corporate." But if I take out the coat and I'm showing my cleavage, somebody will say that's sexy. So we're trying to put the balance. Your sexy and my sexy might not be the same. So it's individual choices how to look as well. If you want to come out looking at with a very short skirt and you think, okay, I can walk out, that's up to it. It's really up to you. So to me, it's identity, upbringing, and your background, and confidence, very important. Latia said earlier on that sometimes we get so scared to say when somebody says, "Oh, you look so beautiful, Pro." You want to say, "I know," but you can't say because oh my word, she's so full of stuff. Could you just say thank you? When I do interviews, I encourage women to describe themselves in the most confident way. There's not a doubt in it doesn't even come across to me like, oh, she's so full of herself, because she feels confident, she looks confident, she knows she's confident, so she's confident, and that's it. Take it or leave it, it's up to her, because that's where the jealousy comes in. But I'm not gonna go on, but I'm just saying that it's confidence, it's upbringing, and it's also my identity. No one can tell me anything. If I walk out of the house and if I look at myself in the mirror and I say, "Girl, you are dressed for success today. You've got this." The whole day, my day is toned up. I'm set. There's nothing that's gonna bring me down. I am beautiful and I look beautiful for that day.
Ah, well said. Well
Love
said.
it.
I'm going to take a last comment and I'm going to ask you something, Paul. Take a last comment. I don't know if Lithia wanted to add on to that.
Okay,
Last
so
two comments.
Slindila says,
Slindele.
Slindila Le says, I think allowing us to educate ourselves on the different views and forms of beauty and placing the different forms in media and leadership. That's perfect. And then he goes in and says, and understanding that there are other countries that views beauty as a big woman and not skinny. We are closed off on the different forms of beauty. That, you know what, I actually love what he said there, because I've been to the States a few times, and whenever I go there, I feel so back then I used to feel so confident because of the shape of my body. I have bigger bust and a bigger. I'm much more curvaceous than
Good man's dream.
So then when I come home, all my friends were always so skinny, especially in university, and I felt like I was overweight. And I always felt so much more confident when I was abroad in the States, because that is what they classify as beautiful. So, like Slindile says, different countries views the women's bodies differently. So I love that comment.
That's
But
true.
Paul, we've come to the end of the show, and what we do at the end of the show is,
Aw.
I told you it got quick. We got a little bit over. What we do at the end of the show, we ask our guest host just to share a little bit of value to our viewers. It does not need to be about the topic, but just to leave them. We're going through this COVID still, and it's a lot of people's. It's sad. You need upliftment, man, every day.
Yeah.
I say motivation is like showering. You're dirty during the day. Tomorrow you need to wash again.
Exactly.
So everybody needs a little bit of
It's like
motivation.
exercise.
It's like
you
exercise.
need to exercise your physical body. You also need to exercise your
That's
mind.
right. So can you do that for our viewers? Does not need to be long. Just leave them something powerful. I know you've got it. And don't show it because then they're gonna lose it.
I need to zip up my coat. Just in closure, I would say celebrate yourself, regardless of the climate that you're going through. Celebrate yourself. If that means you're basically doing what you enjoy doing, your favorite sport. If you enjoy baking and you're feeling a little bit down and you don't feel beautiful, bake their cake. And if also pay it forward. Do little small kind gestures for others. Do things that make you feel beautiful. If you want to go cut your hair, cut your hair. If you want to go for a spa, treat yourself, spoil yourself, celebrate yourself every day.
Love that, love that, love that. Always. Paul, thank you so much for being part of the contradiction. All we want to do, as you know, as you could feel, is bring different perspective. Even though we don't agree on things, it's to open each other's minds.
Exactly.
And I love the support on all the platforms, on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, as usual. Pearl will be on season 3, the
Season 3 of The Contradiction
Diction.
on Cape Town Television, and we will announce it on our Facebook page as soon as this episode will be
Yeah.
launched on Cape Town Television and also DSTV 263 nationally.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
Pearl,
Thank
thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to say,
If you have time, you can wait for us in the waiting room until we just enclose and finish up the show.
okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye bye. You can say bye to your fans, I would say.
Thank you for the support, guys, and family.
Bye. I think that was very enlightening.
Very
I'm told-
informative,
yeah.
and I mean, I loved all the value that Pearl has shared and
Mm.
all the value that the viewers has also commented and the engagement. Thank you so much to all the viewers for commenting and engaging. I love all the comments. Just to end off Claudine's comment, if I can just read that to enclose.
Okay,
She
let me
says, "You know what we should do. Be grateful for who we are, for who and what we are. Remind ourselves that there's people with no arms, legs, skin diseases, and the list is endless. This will help get you out of that psychological mindset of what beauty is.
Oh,
We
wow.
need to embrace our bodies, and if we're not comfortable with it, do something about it, and not for the reason of others' opinions. Accept yourself as a whole and complete. Love, respect, and appreciate your body."
Oh, I
Powerful.
love that. I love
Thank
the
you
viewers. I
so
love,
much.
I love viewers, and Claudine has been on the show, very enlightened. She's logging all the way from Ivory Coast. So I love it that we could spread it right across the globe. We have so many
Exactly.
viewers in the United States and that side, and that's why we need to leave the Afrikaans met die deksel sometimes, Claudine. But the Afrikaans is hurting our views, but we're educating. That's what it's about.
Exactly.
We're educating also. So, guys, as we said, season 3 will be starting in March. We'll set the new date also out. We have ended season 2 now. Our episode will be in season 3. If you have missed the entire episode, I know data is expensive, Wi-Fi is expensive. So,
So catch the replay on
so-
Cape Town Television and DSTV 263.
That's
But
right.
thank you once again for commenting and engaging. And if you have gained value from the show, and if you feel anybody in your network can gain value from the show, and many other women out there, please go ahead, like and share this video, and go ahead and like and share our page, our YouTube, and our Twitter.
See you guys. As
Have
we
a beautiful evening and enjoy the month of love.
I love you.
Love you.